The following morning, after Thanksgiving in 2018, my mother collapsed. She fainted. She was feeling inexplicable pain, and we did not understand why. The following week, she was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. We all know someone who has a disease that they cannot control, and you just want to do your best to help them. My name is Jacqueline Roman. My mother has been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes for 2 years now, and I think it's very, very important to share this information with you guys. You guys might have a loved one. You guys might know someone who might have this disease, and this could ultimately help them out. Today, I would like to inform you about my experience as having a relative who has type 2 diabetes. I would also like to inform you the effect that it has in your body if someone has type 2 diabetes. And concluding, I want to share how you can prevent diabetes or how you can help diabetes. Today, while sharing my experiences and informing my audience, I would love them to learn about diabetes today. So how much harm can type 2 diabetes do to an individual? The holidays were very difficult for my family after my mom's diagnostic. We would all surround around her bed during the holidays because she did not know the consequences of not eating properly, and she would ultimately collapse and faint and cry in pain yet again. The holidays were not a celebration for us for a while. She did not understand that she had to implement a diet to help her disease. It was very hard for her to change her habit of eating regular food. She did not understand the impact that food had in her body. It is very important for individuals who have a disease to understand how the disease works and what you can do to help your body. According to Tony Allman, A Diagnosis of Diabetes, published in 2008, the chapter explains how insulin is a vital part of the body, where insulin and glucose systems work together to keep the body healthy. However, the more food that you consume, the more insulin is produced by the pancreas. Likewise, the less food you produce, the less insulin is going to be produced by the pancreas. Without glucose cells, your body will not receive the adequate energy for the cells. And without insulin, glucose cannot be distributed across the body. Therefore, insulin and glucose work together to distribute energy by the food that you consume every day. And it's very important to balance your food so that the adequate foods are distributed across your body. In another article, Gene and Type 2 Diabetes, written by Tony Allman in 2008, the chapter explains that people with type 2 diabetes have a slower metabolic rate, and food gets conserved into energy much slower. It can be hard for people to not feel a lot of hunger. They can't control their how they eat, and that can ultimately affect your body, and it could damage your body a lot. It's very important to maintain a balance in your diet, because ultimately, if you don't implement a diet and maintain a balance, it could be very fatal for you, for someone who has diabetes. Likewise, as it's very important to know the information, how the body works with the cells in your body, it's also important to know how you can prevent it from happening to you. Diabetes has no cure. All you can do is find ways to slow it down, to control it, and that's the best thing you can do. Try to control it. In an article by Richard Lalibert, author of Type 2 Diabetes, published by Prevention in 2016, explained that vinegar seems to control blood sugar by slowing your body's absorption of carbohydrates and dulling hunger so you eat less. So that's a very important part of diabetes. You get very hungry, you have an inexplicable amount of hunger, and ultimately vinegar helps control your hunger, and that's very important for people who have diabetes. He also then goes on to explain that people with diabetes who drink 5 ounces of wine with dinner had lower cholesterol and improvement in blood glucose levels compared to those who drink water. So in this study, red wine helps improve blood glucose levels. This is very, very important for someone who has diabetes. And you would never think that red wine would help, and you just never expect what foods can ultimately help your body until you find the adequate information that can help someone in need. My mother will never recover from diabetes. However, with proper diet and adequate exercise, she no longer has to take medication, and she has balanced out her level of glucose levels. Today, I explained my experience as having a relative who has type 2 diabetes. I also informed you of how it works inside of your body. And finally concluding, I explained the prevention of diabetes and what you can do to prevent it from happening to you. Find the adequate balance and drink more wine. Thank you.